Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the topic is George Stephensons, which is the IT engineer in the world. But before we start, if you are new, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Now let's move to the topic. George Stephens, born 9 June 1781 to 12 August 1848, was a British civil engineer and mechanical engineer renowned as a father of the railways. Stephenson was considered by the Victorians a great example of diligent application and thirst for improvement. Self-help advocate Samuel and Smiles particularly praised his attachments and achievements. His chosen real gauge, and sometimes called the Stephen gauge, was the basis for the 4 feet 8 1 over inches and 1.435 meter standard gauge used by most of the world's railways. And then the pioneered by Stephens, rails transport was one of the most important technological invention of the 19th century and a key component of the Industrial Revolution. Built by the George and his son Robert Stephens and Company, the locomotion number 1 was the first steam locomotive to carry the passengers on the public rail line. The Stockstones and Darlington Railway in 1825, George also built the first Republic intercity railway and railway line to the world. Used the locomotives, the Liverpool and Manchester Railway, which opened in 1830. George Stephens was born 9 June 1781 in William Northermont, Borderlands, and which is the 9 miles 15 kilometers west of the Newcastle upon the Tyne, and which was the second child of the Robert and Mabel Stephensons, and neither of the whom could read or write. Robert was the fireman of the William Colliery pumping engine, earning a very low wage, so where there was no money for schooling, and 17 Stephen shops become an engineman at the water row pit in Newburn nearby. George realized the value of the education and paid to study at night school to learn the reading, writing, and arithmetic. He was illiterate until the age of 18. But in 1801, he began work at Black Calderon Colliery south of the Portland and Barracks, controlling the wounding gear at the pit. In 1802, he married Frances and Henderson's and moved to the Wellington Quarries east of the Newcastle. There he worked in bakesmanships while they lived in one room of the cottage. To supplement his income, their first child, Robert, was born in 1803, and in 1804 they moved to Dial Cottage at Westmore, and then with the Cullingworth, where the George worked as the brakesman, and Wellington's Killingworth pit. Their second child, a daughter, was born July 1805, and she was named Frances after her mother. Child died just 3 weeks after just 3 weeks and was buried in St. Bartholomew's Church, Longbourn, north of the Newcastle. In 1806, George's wife Frances died of the consumption's tuberculosis. She was buried in the same churchyard as their daughter on 16 May 1806. So the location of the grave is lost. George decided to find work in Scotland and left Robert with a local woman while he went to work in Montrose. After the few years he turned back and mining in accident. He moved back into the cottage at Westmore, and his unmarried sister Eleanor moved in look to after the Robert. But in 1811 the pumping engine at the high pit Killingworth was not working properly, and Stephen Sheps offered to improve it. He did so much success that he was promoted to the engine wright for the collieries at the Wellington, responsible for maintaining and repairing all the colliery engines. He became an expert in steam-driven machineries, and the early projects are the in 1815 aware of the explosions. After the fire caused by the mines of the making flames, Stephens begins to the process grounds in gaseous atmosphere without causing the explosions. At the same time, the environment scientist and Commissioner Humphrey Davy was also looking at the problem. Despite his lack of the scientific knowledge, Stephen Ships by trial and error devised a lamp in which the air entered as a tiny holes through which the flame of the away and thought the lamp could not pass. A month before the Davy represented his design to the Royal Society, and Stephen Ships demonstrated holding it in the front of the fissure from its the 5 max was the issuing Then the process his invention Dubby was awarded with 2000 euros while Stephens was accused of stealing the idea from Davy because he was not seen as an adequate scientist. Thanks for watching my video.